Hello YouTube family, welcome to Peggy Joe's Kitchen and welcome to my channel. Today I will be making a dish that we normally eat in Chicago, and it's called Maxwell Street Pork Chops, and it's a Chicago style. It's very easy to make and it's very tasty, and if you like grilled onions, this will be the meal for you. I hope everyone is doing well today. I'm going to go ahead and show you the ingredients that you'll need to make this Chicago style dish. Of course, you'll need some pork chops. Today I'm going to be using thin cut pork chops. They are the center cut. And we'll need some onion, and I'm going to go ahead and slice those on my mandolin. And we'll need some buns. You can use any type of buns that you like. I'll be using some brioche buns today. And you don't need a lot of seasoning on the pork chops for this dish. I'm just going to be using some pink Himalayan salt and some cracked black pepper. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I'll go ahead and turn the stove on, and I'm going to put it on kind of a medium high. All right, and I've already washed my pork chops. But one thing I want to show you before we get started, a lot of times when you're cooking pork chops, especially a thin cut, they will tend to curl up on you. And you can do this with any type of pork chop, especially the center cuts. Okay, so you see there's this fat that goes around the pork chop. You want to take a really nice sharp knife and you want to score the fat all the way around the pork chop. And it's probably best to score that fat when your pork chops come right out of the refrigerator. Mine have been sitting out for a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of them scored, and then we'll come back and get this nice pork chop quick, easy meal started. Okay, so I have the pork chops scored. We're going to go ahead and season them up with just some salt and pepper. And the reason why the pork chops will curl, like I said, is because of the fat. And when the fat heats up, it has a tendency to seize up and tighten up, so that makes the pork chop curl. But if you do this method, you'll have a nice seared pork chop on each side, and the center of it will be just as brown as the edges. Because if it curls up, your edges are seared. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and turn the pork chops over. And the other reason why we don't need to put a lot of seasoning on these pork chops is because the onions, we're going to be using some grilled onions, and that has a lot of flavor. Okay, let's just season them up real good with the salt and pepper. All right, so we're going to put those aside for right now. And then I'll get my mandolin. And we're going to slice up a bunch of onion, well, 3 onion. So you'll have quite a bit of onion once you slice that up. All right. Now you can slice your onion by hand. I just so happen to have this mandolin, and we're going to give this a try. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to slice them up. I like to slice them thin. That's why I like to use the mandolin. Slice them up nice and thin. And if you're using a mandolin, you have to be very careful, because this knife is very, very sharp. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get all my onions sliced up. And then we'll come back and we'll get this started. All right, so our skillet is heating up. We're going to go ahead and put some olive oil down in my skillet. And we'll take our pork chops. Place our pork chops into the hot skillet. And you want to hear that sizzle. And just let them go ahead and cook. You don't want them to be disturbed. If you disturb them, that'll mess with the browning part of it. So I'm cooking it on a medium high. And we're going to take my onion and kind of separate them, make a lot of onion rings. And this is also good for breakfast. You can use these pork chops alongside of some nice scrambled cheesy scrambled eggs, and some grits, cheesy grits. Or you can do some hash browns and eggs. The onions are kind of strong, so I'm going to go ahead and cover them up so that I won't start crying. So this is another meal that can be done. I started doing the dorm apartment meals, should I say. And this is really easy for the young adults to do this. It doesn't take a lot of time, and it's tasty, and you have your protein, and the onions are your vegetables, and the meat will be your grains. So this can be used for that as well. All right, so you do want to check and see what's going on. Okay, no, they're not quite ready. I think I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit of more olive oil down in the bottom of the pan. And you can press them down. It kind of helps them to brown evenly. Okay, we'll come back when they're starting to brown on the other side, and I'll show you what they look like. All right, let's see what they look like on the other side. Okay, they're browning up nice. I mean, they're pretty thin, so they won't cook that long. You don't want to overcook them. They should be done in a few minutes, and then we're going to take the pork chops out of the pan, and we'll put our onion in so we can get them grilled up. Okay, so I've cooked these pork chops for about 12 minutes. Because like I said, they're pretty thin. So I'm going to take them out and put them on the platter. And add just a little bit more oil. And the grease is going to be popping, so just kind of watch it. And then just put your onion into the skillet. Just toss them around in the oil. And they're going to start to caramelize. And they're cooking down in that meat, in that juice that was left from the pork chop. Just keep tossing them and getting them coated with the oil. And at this point, you can turn your burner down because you don't want to burn your onion. You're just grilling them, and then they'll kind of smother a little bit. Alright, so we're going to do the same for the onion as we did for the pork chops. We'll put a little bit of pink Himalayan salt on top of the onion, and then some black pepper. And to assemble the sandwich, we will be putting some yellow mustard on the bun. And then we're going to put some diced jalapeno peppers on the sandwich. And you can use any type of pepper. You can use the long skinny peppers that they put on them, ones that they put on them in Chicago. I don't have any of those, so these jalapeno peppers will work just as good. Let's go ahead and toss our onion. Keep them moving so that they don't get brown in one spot. We want them to cook evenly. And I like to cook mine where they have a little bit of crunch still to them. I don't like them really mushy. But it depends on how many onion you're cooking. This is 3, I don't know, medium-sized onions. I'll let you know how long it took for me to cook them once they're done. Okay, so the onion are cooking up really nice. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and leave the onion in there, and I'm going to place the pork chops on that bed of onion. And that way the juice from the pork chops will drip down onto your onion. And the juice that was on the pork chops, you want to go ahead and pour that back into it as well. All right. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and cover it for about 5 minutes. And then they'll be done. And we're going to serve them with some plain Lay's potato chips, and I'm using lightly salted. All right, let's check them. Go ahead and turn them over. Cover them back up. Okay, so they're almost done. I'm going to go ahead and clean up a little bit, and I'll bring you back and show you what it looks like once we assemble them together. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at the pork chops and onion. And this is what they look like. The onion have a nice color to them. The pork chops are kind of browned a little bit. And my mouth is watering. All right, so we're going to take a bun. And these are brioche hamburger buns. And we're going to put some mustard on the bun. this is really one of the only times that I like mustard is when I'm making the Maxwell Street Polish or the Maxwell Street pork chop. Funny like that. Okay. So now we'll take our pork chop. Place it on the bun. And you take as many onion as you like and place right down on that pork chop. And then I'm going to put some jalapeno peppers on top. As many as you like. All right, then you want to go ahead and top it up with your bun. And place some chips on the side. Or you can do French fries. Whichever you like. To grill my onion, it took about 12 minutes, 12 to 15 minutes. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and taste it. Let's smash it down a little bit. All right, so now we're going to taste it and see how well it tastes, how good it tastes. Man, that's good. The pork chop is nice and tender. The onions are grilled nicely. And that tangy mustard along with the onion and the pork chops, chef's kiss. Open wide. And the chips ain't bad either. They're really crispy. Take another bite. And this is a really nice, quick meal. Probably took about 20 minutes from beginning to end to make this meal. And as usual, I want to thank everybody for watching. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And of course, don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified every time I post a video. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye. So we just want to put some mustard on the bun. And you want to take one of your pork chops and place it on the bun. And then some of these nice grilled onions. My husband likes quite a bit of onion, so I'm gonna go ahead and pile it on. And then we'll put some jalapeno peppers on it.
Mm-hmm.
That looks good. All right, and then just top it up.
Man, that's got my mouth watering.
All right, so let's put some potato chips on there for him. That's our side dish. And there you have it. Maxwell Street Pork Chop with potato chips.